Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I'm really glad to welcome you all in my class. So, dear students, today we are going to start our lesson with introduction regarding the sentence. We will be covering in this lecture. We will be covering the kinds of sentences, kind of conjunction, and types of sentences. As you know that in this week we are covering our lesson or our topic regarding the some grammar concepts or the topic related that, and in these topics there is sentence that is very essential. So let's see what we are going to do today. So what are the elements parts of a sentence? As you know it very well that we have discussed in detail that what is the necessary part. We came to know that it's a combination sentence, that is a combination of words that make a complete sense, and here are the few examples. It is being there are the two important elements. I am just skipping those slides as we have discussed all these things in detail, and these slides are in fact the continuity of all the lectures that we have done. So there are the two parts and the elements of a sentence. We do know it very well that there is a subject and then it's a predicate. What is the subject and what is the predicate? Okay, so what is the subject? A subject is a sentence that is the doer of an action. On the other hand, predicate that tells something about that subject. Then comes these are the different parts, such as the yellow one is in the subject and the green one is indicated as predicate. So we have discussed about the different kinds of sentences as well: assertive, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, optative. In assertive sentences we came to know that it's about it declare about something, and they are statement. Okay, so they are the declarative sentences. Even the negative sentence, such as she hasn't come home here or home, it's an assertive or declarative sentence, a statement. Then interrogative, that asks a question. Imperative, that is about to suggest suggestions, a command, advice or request. Stop here, please do me a favor, or you should help the poor. Exclamatory, that do express our feeling, strong feeling of joy or something like that, and we use interjection in these sentences. We mark these sentences by the use of the interjection. Then optative, that are related with our prayers, with our keen wishes, with the curses as well, greetings as well. Okay, so generally start with may, wish, sometime, may, remain, hidden. So this was all that I just recap all the important details regarding the sentence in order to make you people realize that how important it is to know about the structure of the sentence. Now we are coming towards the essential element, or you can say that we are going to break down the sentence into different parts. First of all, let's come to know that there is no doubt the sentence is the combination of a phrase, subject and predicate. But what is a phrase then? It is a group of words that make some sense but not complete meaning. There is no subject and predicate in a phrase. Example: he is laughing at the joker. The boy in the red shirt is my cousin. She is making tea for the guests. In the corner, hunter sat for the prey. Okay, so what is a phrase? Phrase is in fact, you can say it's a fragment of a sentence. We may say that these are some words, but they do not give us any complete sense. Okay, they may have some sense, but they do not give us complete meaning. Why? Because it is essential. If we relate this thing with our previous lecture too, so we come to know that it is essential for the sentence or for getting the idea. That's the essence of sentences, to know about, to give you the sense of anything. Okay, so when we are not getting the sense, we couldn't convey the idea that what we want to say, it means there is something missing. So the phrases are in fact the fragments. These are the chunks. These are the words that are taken from the sentence, but they do not give us the complete meaning. So what are those? As they do not have their subject and predicate that are the essential part of a sentence, such as he is laughing at the door. Okay, at the door. It has been shown in red color, and the phrase is shown in that thing. Such if we are want to divide the sentence into two parts, such as subject and predicate, it would be very easy for me and you that we are going to look at he as a subject, is laughing at the door as a predicate. But when comes the matter at the joker, he's laughing at the joker, sorry, so it means that at the joker, what does it suggest? It is just giving us some ambiguous thought, some these are the fragments of some chunk of words or fragment of a sentence, but it is not giving a complete sense. The boy in the red shirt is my cousin. So the boy that is definitely the subject. In the red shirt is my cousin. So we couldn't get the idea that what the in the red shirt, what does this statement showing? She is making tea for guests. In the corner, Hunter sat for the prey. So all those words that are highlighted in red that are shown as the phrases. So if the phrase is some fragment from the sentence, so what is a clause? A clause is a group of words containing a subject and predicate. So on the contrary, here we have got two things. Number one, that is phrase. Number two, that is a clause. If phrase is the fragment from a sentence, these are some words. On the other hand, what is a clause? It is a group of words containing a subject and verb. There is one and more clauses in one sentence, and you may join it with conjunctions. Okay, so we came to know that a clause is a group of words containing a subject and a verb, and some clause mean a group of words that gives us a complete sense. It is a combination of subject and predicate. Okay, so but sometimes we do need in our sentence, even we may have more than one clauses, and in order to have more than one clauses, we need to join them by the conjunction. So here, this is the house where his father lives. So in this is the house where is as shown in the color, it is used as conjunction. They are the students who must be punished. That is shown as a conjunction. So there are the two different, you can say, clauses that are being joined by the use of the conjunction. So first of all, let's make very much clear about the clause. That the clause consists of a subject and a verb. Okay, there could be more than one clause. Clauses are further divided into independent clause and dependent clause, right? So what are the independent clauses? That they do have their subject and predicate. On the other hand, dependent clause that being introduced by the relative pronoun or the conjunction, right? So we'll be covering this point as we progress with for the further lecture, and we see the further slides. But you must keep in your mind while we will be going through in the next slides that the clause are mainly distributed into two classes, or we may say into two types. Number one, that is independent clause, and number two, that is dependent clause, right? So as we have said that it is being joined by the conjunction. So let's come towards the important topic, that is mainly what is a conjunction. A conjunction is a word that joins two words, phrase and clause. So conjunction is a word that links word, number one, word, phrase and clause. So conjunction क्या है? They are the joining words. They glue the things. It not only merely joins together sentences, but sometimes words. Okay, so it joins sentences, and in order to make them more compact, to give them unity. Okay, as we have talked about, if you have listened about some transitional devices, so these devices give us the compact look, or you can say a unified look towards all towards all the content. Okay, so this topic of conjunction is very much important for you, because when you would be listening it you would be covering your topic regarding the transitional devices as well, because conjunction is one of them, rather mainly one of them. Because as we have come to know that all the transitional devices that work, they work to connect the ideas together, to give a unified look, and to give a proper a compact look to the paragraphs. And even when the idea or the notion of any author's progresses, they just give you can say they just make it a solid thing. They make the creative they make the writing in a better shape. So conjunction is one of the thing that is being used as a transitional device. Okay, so conjunction, as we have come to know, that it is a word that links words, phrases and clauses, such as we may add 2 and 2 make 4. Here the example is given: Ali and Ahmad are good friends. Here it has joined 2 nouns, and we may say 2 words. He is poor but honest. You will meet him at their office or at their house. Okay, again it has joined here 2 phrases. He was ill but he went to party. Here it has joined 2 clauses. Okay, so let me revise again that it may join words, phrase, clause, 3 things. So when we do say the words, so it is Ali and Ahmad are good friends. He is poor but honest. We may say 2 and 2 make 4. Then we are saying that it is used to join the phrases, to grow the phrases. So what is the phrase here? You will meet them at their office or at their house. Okay, so this is as a phrase used here. Then he was ill but he went to the party. Here it is just joining 2 clauses. So is it clear now that what is the function of conjunction? No. Let's come to words that what are the different types of conjunction that may be used. So the very first conjunction that is used as coordinate conjunction. The second one is subordinate conjunction. Third one is correlative conjunction and compound conjunction. Let's read them one by one. Coordinate conjunction. Coordinate conjunction, mainly the coordinate conjunction is mainly, they are used as coordinate conjunctions. 7 conjunctions are there. They are used as coordinate conjunctions. And the words that are for, and, not, but, or, yet, so, and it is being assumed, it is being called as to be fanboys. Okay, so what is coordinate conjunction? Coordinate conjunction that joins 2 independent statements. What is the function of a conjunction? That it may join 2 words, 2 phrases, 2 clauses. But when we are talking about coordinate conjunction, what is its function? That it joins 2 independent statement or 2 statement of equal rank or importance. Okay, so it joins 2 statement or clauses of equal rank. It is called coordinate conjunction. As coordinate means we do coordinate with the things that are having the equal, you can say, where we just may have the equal ranks with them. Okay, so here it functions in that way. So you must understand that thing, that it does join the clauses of same rank, right? What is that thing? That they must always join the similar elements having the same rank. So what do we see in that? It is for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. You may remember it as an easy way to remember these conjunction is, think of the words fanboys, and each of the letter in this somewhat unlike is the first letter of that coordinate conjunction. Okay, So it is important as well that whenever, remember, whenever we are using a conjunction to join two sentences, use a comma before that conjunction. So what is that? This is further divided into for, and, or, nor, but, or, yet. So it is further, this coordinate conjunction is further divided into subclasses, that is cumulative, adversative, disjunctive, elative, right? So this is further divided into this thing. I am going to repeat: cumulative or copulative, adversative, disjunctive, or elative. Why I am repeating this thing? Because the main name of these conjunction fan boys is coordinate conjunction, but later when we just sift them, when we just analyze them into deeper way, we just come to know that it is further divided into 4 different names, that is cumulative, adversative, alternative, elative. What does in cumulative conjunction, what does come there? In cumulative conjunction, and is used, and it is used to add one statement with the another statement. Are you getting? In cumulative conjunction, what do we use? We use and it adds one statement to one another, and in fact, under the coordinate conjunction, cumulative conjunction is working. You may say that coordinate conjunction is in fact the name of the head, and it is further given the further name or subheadings by these words. Examiner will be more related to ask you this the head name rather, to not the subtypes. Okay, it would be he would be more interested to know about the main or chief points. It happens very rare that they are going to ask you about the subtypes. So what we have divided, I have given you the little introduction regarding that when and is would be used, mostly it is being used to introduce, to connect two statements, such as we may say, he often comes here and he helps me. And what is and is no coordinated conjunction, but what is its chief, as a sub-chief, or you can subtype, it is a cumulative conjunction. Okay, then comes adversative, that express opposition or contrast between the two statements. Okay, so what does it express? It expresses the contrast, opposition, different. It gives the different notion. What is that? The old castle seemed grand but mysterious. But here adversative we use but, that express the contrast between two statements. But do we use this for the to express the contrast between two statements. And what the statement or what the example I have given, that is, the old castle seemed grand but mysterious. He is slow but he is sure. So the main thing that comes under it, that is but. There are other as well, that is still only. Then comes the alternative. As the name is showing, alternative, it means a choice between the two alternatives, that it expresses a choice between two alternatives. And what is the word? You may choose the word. Yes, it is or. We may use it when we are giving the choice between two alternatives. She must sweep or she will die. She must sweep or she will die. Here we may use into or, into nor, okay, into else as well. So it will be more difficult for you if I am going to give you all the examples. But alternative mean when we are giving the choices between two alternatives. What do you have to remember? In order to understand the thing that either what type of conjunction we are using, we must understand that what it is connecting. Is it connecting a clause? Is it connecting a phrase? Are you getting? If it is connecting a clause, so definitely it is being connected to independent clauses, would be all the time would be connected by coordinate conjunction. Remember these, that two equal rank statements would be joined by all the time coordinate conjunction, resulting in compound sentence. Then comes, after alternative, it comes the elative. Elative mean conjunction that express an inference, a result, that is so. Are you getting? That is so. Elative mean that it expresses an inference, a result. It is being used as so or for as well. Then comes subordinate conjunction. Subordinate conjunction, what is that? Was it easy for you to understand with the sentence with so? It could be, I wanted to sit in the front of the balcony, comma, so I ordered my ticket early. So I ordered my ticket early. Right? Here we have linked, here we have joined two sentences with the conjunction by using so. So this was for coordinate conjunction. Let's move further. Now come towards the subordinate conjunction. Subordinate conjunction are subordinate conjunction. The rest of the conjunction are subordinate conjunction, the most common conjunction. Okay, subordinate conjunction are most important in creating subordinate class. Okay, if you do remember, if in this lecture I have talked to you people, I have told you people that when we are talking about the clauses, you have to keep in mind the clauses that are independent clause and dependent clause, right? Dependent clause is also termed as subordinate clause. Dependent mean to be subordinate. So subordinate conjunction are most important in creating subordinate classes. So these conjunctions are placed at the front of the clauses. When we have to introduce any subordinate clause, we have to put these conjunction in the very beginning. The subordinate clause would be, you can say, would be introduced by these conjunctions. So these conjunctions are classified according to their use in regard to time, cause and effect, opposition or condition. Okay, so what is that? It is that subordinate conjunction number one, it introduces subordinate conjunction, joins clauses to another on which it depends for its full meaning, right? Means subordinate clause is introducing us that clause that is called dependent or subordinate clause, because it is being introduced by this conjunction. So it joins one clause with another clause that is dependent for its full meaning. So subordinate conjunctions are divided as per their use. They are divided by their meaning and the use, such as we may divide it by the time, by cause and reason, by purpose, by result, by condition, by concession, by comparison. So what are those things? We may use it for the time. For if we are talking about the time, here you are just say observing the table. Here there are many there are different conjunctions that are given there. After, although, as, who, what, when, though, because. I do not know when he will come. I do not know. Okay, that is one clause, that is independent clause. When he will come, if we are going to say when he will come, it is not a direct question here. Okay, it is when he will come, it is showing us when he will come, it is showing us the time. So it is being introduced by the subordinate conjunction. We clapped as he picked trophy. As it is showing when the cause, as he picked the trophy. As he picked the trophy, if I to say only this, as if as he picked the toffee. So it is only a single sentence, no doubt, but it is being introduced by the subordinate conjunction, so it is a subordinate clause. We cannot leave until we find it. Until we find it, it is not giving us any meaning, and we have to go back towards the main clause. I will go to abroad if I get a job. So if clause, that is all the time a subordinate clause, and if clause, that is please conditional clause, it is all the time subordinate clause. So if I get a job, is it clear? No, it's not clear. It's a subordinate clause as well, so we have to go back towards the main clause, that is I will go to abroad. So I am revising the thing regarding the subordinate conjunction. In the sentence that contains two statements or clause, one could be dependent on the other. In order to introduce that dependent or subordinate clause, we do use the subordinate conjunction. In the previous slide, here we have introduced by the use of conjunction and other independent clause, but here we would be introducing a dependent or subordinate clause, and we would be doing by the help of subordinate conjunction, that is being divided by the cause, time, purpose, result, condition, concession and comparison. And these are, here we have the list with us. On the other hand, we may have before for the time, we may have since for the time, we may have after for the time, and as far as the cause is concerned, we may have as, we may have because, we may have other things as well. For the purpose we may have so, but please do that. For the purpose we may have that, and for result we may have again that. For the condition, definitely if. So there are the different, these are the different conjunction that are being labeled or given according to the their you can say use. Is it clear to you people that for time we may have after, before, when, while, since, until. For cause we may have because, since, as, in order that. For opposition, for another idea, although, though, even though, whereas, while. For condition we may have if, only if, even if, in case, right? So they are classified according to their use, and we have given you the examples as well. Then comes the correlative conjunction. Correlative conjunction are, remember one thing, that they are all the time used in pairs. Is it clear? Number one thing, they do join words, phrases or clauses, and the correlative conjunction, they are used in pair. They join similar elements while joining singular and plural subject. So how we do use them? We use them for the similar elements. Similar elements mean for the same having the same you can say qualities, such as they could connect subject to a subject. I'll tell you in detail. They could connect noun to a noun, they could connect subject to a subject and sentence to a sentence. Such as they always work in pairs, such as either are, neither are, not only but also, both and. Either she will weep or she will die. His new car not only is super fast but also very expensive. Okay, so let's see how it works. Both my sister and my brother play the piano. That is, both my sister and my brother. It is, as I have told you, that they join the similar elements. So both my sister and my brother, they are the subject, and it is joining subject to another subject. Both my sister and my brother play the piano. Then come either or, neither nor. Tonight's program is either Mozart or Beethoven. Tonight program, it is connecting to nouns. Then come sentence to sentence. Not only, here we have seen, not only does not only does Ellen raise money for the symphony, but she also ushers all of their concerts. So this is for sentence to sentence. So it is again related with the elements are having the same quality, either with the subject to subject, with the noun to noun, or something like that. A correlative conjunction, that conjunction which are used in pair are called correlative conjunction or merely correlative. So correlative are used, conjunction are used as correlative, and they connect each correlative mean these two statements. These correlative words should be placed immediately before the words to be connected, such as if we are going to say he visited not only Agra but also Dubai. Okay, here we are connecting two words, not only Agra but also Dubai or anything like that. Okay, now coming towards the last thing, that is the compound conjunction. These used as that compound expression as conjunction. They are called compound conjunction, such as in order that here we have as if, so that. These conjunction are used collectively in a sentence to join phrases and clauses. Most, as if. Compound mean two. So as if, so that, such as though, whereas, as long. As if, so that, as soon as though, as well as. What they are doing? He looked as if he were weary, he were tired. I hired a taxi so that I could reach there no time. We came back as soon as the match was over. He walks out as though he is slightly weak. As though. So it could be in order that, on condition that, even if, so that, provided that, as if. So these are the different types of conjunctions that we have discussed. Now let's come towards that how the role of conjunction become more clear when we are talking about the types of sentences. We have given so much stress on the sentence that we have talked about subject predicate. I'm revising. We have talked in detail about the complements, about the objects, and then we have come to know about the use of the conjunction. Now it's coming towards the different types of sentences according to structure. That a simple, compound, a complex and compound sentence. Once you have understood the conjunction very well, it would be easy for you to understand the sentence as well, that how according to the structure the sentences are just formed. Simple sentence. The simple sentence contains a single statement. A single statement has only one subject and one predicate, right? When conjunction join two words and phrases, they make simple sentences. Joins words and phrases. I want to go to visit. I want to go there to visit. No, that is not the right one. Such as, we may say he is an intelligent student. It is without any conjunction. It is a single statement. Both Ahmed and Amjad and his brother, that is here conjunction is connecting two nouns. He has done it. He is poor but honest. It is connecting poor and honest, that are the qualities. So it is a simple statement, right? Are you getting? The day is pleasant and the day is rainy and pleasant. Okay, it is a simple statement. You're watching and listening the lesson. It is a simple statement. So when it contains a single statement, it is having a subject and predicate. It is a simple sentence. But when it comes to compound sentence, it is having more. It has more or two classes. The classes are in compound sentences are joined by, very important, they are joined by fan voice. So what we have discussed in detail, that what is the use of that conjunction, why it is important, that all those sentences that are joined by fan voice, but you must remember that they must be having the equal ranks, right? Coordinate conjunction that are for the compound sentence. So compound sentence is in fact the mixture is in fact the combination of two independent clauses. Please write down in your books, in your notebooks that compound sentence, when we do join two sentences of equal rank by coordinate conjunction, we do form a compound sentence. They are having their equal identity if they are going to be separated, such as some people are always happy and some are always sad. Shazia is a bright student because she works hard. If we are going to delete because, even then it's clear. They are coming by car, so they should be here soon. They are coming by car, that is a they coming. They subject are coming by car, that is a predicate. We delete so. If just write down in your notebook, we delete so, even then they should be here soon, that is a compound sentence. We looked everywhere but we couldn't find him. We looked everywhere but we couldn't find him. So compound sentence is being formed by two independent clauses that are being joined by by the coordinate conjunction. And what comes in coordinate conjunction? That is fan was. So how we do form the compound sentence? A compound sentence has two or more clauses and it is being joined by the coordinate conjunction. These two clauses are called independent clauses, and even we just we just delete or we just erase that coordinate conjunction from there, even then we just get the proper sense. Then comes the complex sentence. A complex sentence has two or more classes. These classes are complex sentence are joined by subordinate conjunction. Once we have talked about compound sentences joined by coordinate conjunction, here comes the complex sentence. The complex sentence is being joined by subordinate conjunction. As if you do remember, in the subordinate conjunction, the clauses are being introduced by the subordinate. So in subordinate class, the classes are being introduced by the subordinate conjunction. And what is that? We have discussed that it is being used according to the time, reason, cause and effect and condition. And his father died when she was very young. As the her father died, that is in fact an independent clause. When she was very young is being introduced by subordinate conjunction. So when she was very young, it is not giving us any sense. We have to go back towards the main clause. She was absent because she was ill. It is again in being introduced by the subordinate conjunction. So all the time subordinate clause are being introduced by the subordinate conjunction, and subordinate conjunction are used by the different in different cases. Case of reason, case of condition, case of, you can say, time. It's clear that he doesn't know about the subject. It's clear. And then how did we introduce our subordinate clause? That he doesn't know about the subject. The teacher wants to know why they are absent. The librarian told me where I could find the book. That are the here we have introduced our subordinate clause. Then come the complex compound sentence. A complex compound sentence has more than two clauses. I like chocolates because it's sweet. Okay, please be attentive. I like chocolates because it's sweet. Because here, do understand, it is being introduced by the subordinate conjunction. And also like tea because it is delicious. So it is a complex compound sentence. In a complex compound sentence, there would be two sentences. There would be two statements, or two clauses that would be independent and one subordinate. Complex compound sentence. Okay, life is a tragedy and we are puppets. Life is a tragedy, independent clause, and that is coordinate conjunction. We are puppets, independent clause, which few people understand. That is subordinate clause being introduced by the subordinate conjunction. She likes to sleep, but here again coordinate conjunction, but she can get up early. these two clauses, she likes to sleep, she can get up early, are being joined by the coordinate conjunction. So these two are independent clauses. Early, if she has work, that is being introduced by the if clauses, that is dependent clause, subordinate clause, and it is being introduced by the subordinate conjunction. He doesn't like cartoons because they are loud. He doesn't like cartoon 1 in independent clause because they are loud. That is subordinate clause being introduced by the subordinate conjunction. So that is again coordinate conjunction. So he doesn't wash them. Okay, so that was for the complex compound sentence. It is the combination having more than compound 3 state clauses, but these 3 clauses could be 2 independent and 1 dependent. So here it has become very much clear that how do we form our sentences. By the use of coordinate conjunction we form compound sentence. By the use of subordinate conjunction we form complex sentence. By the use of correlative conjunction, that is used in pairs, either or, neither, not only but also, we do use compound sentence. By the compound conjunction, as if and all these we use, we may make the complex sentence. So please, you have got all these different types of conjunction and the names. Please do use them in different clauses. Remember this, it is very important that how do we form you can say the sentences. These conjunction and their role is very much important. So you must remember that thing. You must know the structure of the sentence, that how we form the clause independent, dependent clause, and then how we convert, how we join it by the help of any of the conjunction, and by the use and the help of that conjunction, how that sentence or how those clauses are going to be changed into the compound complex or compound complex sentence. That was all for today. I do know that it was rather a difficult topic, but please do some exercise or some activity regarding that, so that all the things should be clear. What could be the activity? That take those examples or the words that are mentioned in the table for different conjunctions. Please do use them in the in different statements. Okay, so this is your homework. So you are going to send me back the images of the work that you have done, but in PDF file, please. So take good care of you. See you inshallah ta'ala with the new topic. Allah.